back to a team that does play very disciplined football in the Indianapolis Colts. We'll talk about them shortly. Stay tuned. Alright, back on the Cameron Sadeghi Show as the Atlanta Falcons and the Dallas Cowboys in the middle of their matchup in Atlanta. And 2nd and 10 upcoming for Matt Ryan and company over there. You can still call into the program, 949-456-2911. Make it clean, make it a good call. Also, on the Twitter sphere, you can tweet me at SM_Cameron, or you can put on the comment board your question or comment. Please have a take, and don't have a bad take. Please have a good, solid take. I don't want a bad analysis. I want some good reasoning, okay? So please call into the program, or please voice your opinion here on the Cameron Sadeghi Show. Okay. As promised, the discussion of the game today, emotional. I mean, not just emotional, heart-thumping victory for the Indianapolis Colts. In a solid way for the Indianapolis Colts. The Indianapolis Colts win in extraordinary passion behind the 433 yards and a pair of TDs for the rookie Andrew Luck today, which was just off the charts. And to be honest, and I think most analysts believed, and if you looked at the NFL Network and their analysts, they believed that the Miami Dolphins were going to get the victory today. And the only one, Steve Mariucci was the only one to pick the Miami Dolphins. To pick the Miami Dolphins as losers today, or rather the Colts as victors today in this matchup. And I really thought the same too. I thought Miami, Ryan Tannehill has been playing mistake-free football, and he's really doing a solid job, and I thought Reggie Bush was going to have a nice day on the ground, and, Reggie Bush, he had 41 yards for 10 carries. The ground game wasn't that supreme for the Dolphins, 84 yards on the ground. I thought, Indianapolis was going to struggle with putting up points in the, overall today. I didn't think they were going to have enough offensive firepower, and boy, did they show that I was wrong, and everyone else was wrong. Because I don't know if they revealed within themselves with what Chuck Pagano's been. I don't know. I think that had a huge motivational factor to it, but during that game, and it really got emotional, to be quite honest, on that last drive. When Indy kicked that field goal with Vinatieri from 50 yards, and he nailed it. Ryan Tannehill got the football back. Then when he got sacked by Robert Mathis, and then it just got all the fans cheering, everyone standing up. And then after the game with Chuck Pagano and his speech, battling leukemia, going through everything. And look, this is just, looking at it from a life perspective, it's more than just football, everybody. And you don't have to know anything about football or, look, battling leukemia obviously isn't any small thing or small issue that you just get over with. The dude's a fighter and the dude's a warrior, and he came up big time today. And Bruce Arians, interim head coach, stepping in, really showing and really helping Chuck Pagano and company, and the way these players have responded. And you know what I love about Chuck is that going through all of this, everything that he's been going through right now, he, as an individual, and people say, oh, the Indianapolis Colts have zero chance of winning the Super Bowl. But you know what? And I've heard some coaches, say, oh, we're not going to win a Super Bowl. Let's just take it one game at a time. These developmental franchises think that, or they believe, okay, this is a, rebuilding process, and we're not going to win a Super Bowl this year. It's going to take years and years to win one. But I like the guts, and I love the aggression of Chuck Pagano saying, this is what he said, and it was just really emotional. I want to dance with my daughters at their wedding, and I want to be holding a Lombardi too. I mean, that right there, I was like, I was stunned. I got some chills right there. I mean, let's be honest. I don't care if you hate the Colts. I don't care if you hate the AFC South or you just hate the NFL in general. But when he's bringing his daughters into a wedding and how he's been fighting back, and then the Lombardi part, I mean, a Hollywood script wouldn't even fit, or it wouldn't even do justice to what this story has been through this entire year for the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, Chuck, well said, through this entire speech that he had today, and I'm really, and he's getting stronger and stronger each day. I heard it in his voice. You could feel the passion. You could hear the passion. As I was watching, I got chills. And as someone who might not believe in me right now, I don't believe that the Indianapolis Colts are going to win a Super Bowl this year, but hey, if they do, and I don't know, if you believe in miracles, and too bad we didn't have Al Michaels calling that game, even though Kevin Harlan and Solomon Wilcots are good callers, but that's just a little side note there. If this were to happen and the Colts are to win in the future, it would mean so much. It would boost Chuck Pagano's career exponentially. And excuse me, that was me, just my voice right there. I hope that the Colts do win in the future. I hope they're successful in the future, to be quite honest. They've been going through a lot, and I think they've got a great nucleus. It's going to take time, but Chuck, and I've got prayers, and hey, Chuck, don't worry. We all here, all of us here at National Sports, are all supporting you. So everyone has your back here. If you just want to know, and on the program, to be quite honest. Miami, on the other hand, little bit disappointed in the way they played today. I thought the Miami Dolphins are going to put up a little bit more offense there, especially in the running game. I expected Reggie Bush to be a little bit more successful, and I thought the play-action passing game would have worked well, but it just simply didn't today. And Andrew Luck in the beginning drives had they had him for a couple of times, but he made some big plays downfield. And that's what it came down to, a few big plays at the end. And T.Y. Hilton, huge today, as well as Donnie Avery. So, yeah. For sure. Okay. So, we still have more to talk about between the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Oakland Raiders at the Coliseum, at the O.CO Coliseum. The Oakland Raiders, struggling through the entire day, to be quiet. The third quarter was just awful for the Raiders. They gave up a 67-yard touchdown to Doug Martin. They gave up a 45-yard touchdown to Doug Martin. They gave up a 20-yard TD in the second quarter. Freeman to Jackson connection. Then a 70-yard touchdown in the fourth quarter to Doug Martin. And then a 1-yarder to clinch it for Doug Martin. You had 4 TDs, everybody. 4! How many yards do you think he ran for today? I mean, the boy was out of his mind. He put up 251 yards on the ground. You know how much that... 25 carries to 251 yards. That averages 10 yards per carry. So he's basically getting a first down every time he touches the football. I mean, I knew Oakland's defense was bad. I know how good Doug Martin is. But, I mean, Oakland, where's the rush defense? You want to go tackle Doug Martin? I mean, it wouldn't hurt. Or, well, it kind of would. It's a game of football. But, I mean, Doug Martin, where are you? I mean, where are you going to stop Doug? I mean, they had opportunity after opportunity to stop Doug Martin. They couldn't. I mean, they were giving up great holes, and maybe it was a Broncos offensive line that was playing supreme. And this Buccaneers offense has really done a good job scoring-wise. I have to give them credit for that. But, I mean, come on, Oakland. You're going to give up a 42-burger at home. I expect better. Now, Tampa Bay, on the other hand, I thought they were going to lose the game in the fourth quarter right there. I mean, LeGarrette Blount. I mean, look, I like LeGarrette Blount a lot, but what's been going on with him? I mean, 10 fumbles over the course of his career. And it's been a pretty young career. 7 of them lost, and today he lost a huge one. And Carson Palmer, 3 TD passes, a lucky 2-point conversion, and then they were backing in down by 3. But they stopped Tampa Bay. Carson Palmer got it back and threw it back to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. An ill-advised interception. The Oakland Raiders could have really restored and changed their season around if they get the victory today. They'd be 4-5. Actually, no. I'm wrong there. They would be 4-4 and actually have a real chance for getting to number 1 in that division. Actually becoming 2nd in the division in the AFC West. So, Oakland, yes, they had a late spark, but they gotta finish it out. And Carson Palmer, yes, 414 yards, 4 TDs, 3 interceptions. But, I mean, I know Carson Palmer, look, he gave it his all, but the running game was it. Darren McFadden didn't have a good day on the ground. I mean, overall, the entire team for the Oakland Raiders had 22 yards rushing. That's not going to win a lot of football games. Not going to win a lot of football games, not going to lie. And Carson Palmer's got to stop making ill-advised throws. I mean, the turnovers are just crazy off the charts. Crazy bad off the charts. They've got to fix that quickly. Another game, as promised, to discuss between the Minnesota Vikings and the Seattle Seahawks at CenturyLink Field in Seattle. Adrian Peterson had a nice day on the ground. Yes, oh yes, he rushed for guess how much? 182 yards for 2 touchdowns. He was the catalyst in today's ball game. But more surprisingly enough is how bad the Minnesota passing offense was. I mean, you have Adrian Peterson who played superb today. And you can't really use the play-action passing game to enable you to convert those big-time plays. Russell Wilson, on the other hand, mad respect, mad credit. You go out there and breaking down... I mean, he was breaking down plays. He was scrambling. He looked to me, and I'm going to give this credit to him. He looks like a right-handed Jim Zorn. He really does. Finding the big play downfield, avoiding the rush. I mean, this guy is just off the charts.